enter a transaction, and I wanted to enter the transaction as of today, the system blocked me. It says the relevant month is not open for you, or the relevant month is not open for anybody. In which company code? In GM01. So I went and resolved that error, and that is why the system generated a document by this number, 1 followed by 6 zeros and 141. So normally your standard document number is of 10 digits. Normally, as of the system SAP system standards, your document number will be 10 digits. OK, now in the morning we had a few questions, very interesting questions also. Can we have 2 company codes with the same code in one client? Somebody asked me if we could have 2 company codes with the same code in the same client. All right, my answer was no 2 company codes can be the same in the SAP client, in the same SAP client. There cannot be 2 GM01. So what is GM01? GM01 is our template. It is our template company code, or the company code on which we are going to do our transactions. Are we clear? So I also made a statement. Somebody had asked me, can one client have more than one company code? Obviously, yes, you can have. One client can have n number of company codes. There is no restriction. On the same 900 client, you can also create a company code. I can also create a company code. Somebody else who's given access to the client 900 can also access or can also create a new company. Was this clear? Any question which still remains unanswered? So one more point what I wanted to add, when the messages or when the information or when the error is displayed in the yellow color, typically it will be this color. OK, when it is displayed in this color, it is simply an information to the user. The system simply tells you what exactly is happening within the system. Clear? It is not a critical error, meaning to say it will not stop the transaction to be affected. It will not. You can peacefully go ahead and complete the transaction, post the transaction, save the transaction. Yeah. Now, when did we get this number? When the document was saved, when the document was saved or posted. When the document was saved or posted, only then the document was generated. The document number was generated. Now, logical question. How do I see this transaction? Or document? So maybe you want to see this document. Obviously, correct? So you will have to see this transaction. How will SAP allow you to see this document? Logical, right? Let me log into SAP. Now, how do I see this document? SAP has peacefully generated a document because I gave the information. Now, how does the end user see this document? Accounting. Once again, I repeat, what are we trying to do? we are trying to see our transaction. Okay, what we saved or what we did in the morning session. Financial accounting, general ledger, document, display. Can you see the relevant transaction code also, FB03? So whenever you want to see the transaction, this is the path. Path in the sense, this is the route. I am in the easy access. Display. I know my document number, so that is why I will enter this document number. Company code was GM01 and the fiscal year was 2025. All right. Now I can enter or I can use this bold tick mark. SAP is retrieving this document. Can you see this? Oil expenses debit to sample bank. Now can you see the plus and the minus? Your 40, the posting key. Can you see all the information? Now this portion where it has the general information of the document is called as the document header. Clear? This is referred to as, are you seeing something called as the debit and the credit out here? So the GL accounts. Okay. Now, in the morning, I said your user ID and your password is very, very confidential. Why did I say that? Now, can you see the document number I entered today? I had given this reference also, JV number, some JV number, a simple transaction where I carried out this transaction through a simple journal voucher. Now, go to your hat display document header icon. There is a hat icon. Click on this. Now can you see that the SA document type has generated? Entered by whom? When was the entry taking place? What was the posting date? What was the document date? What was the period? Accounting period. So you can see all the information as regards to transaction is being captured. Can you also see the document number? Which company code? GM01. What was the financial year? 2020. The system ID is also there. Client 900 ER2 is a system. So basically, you will see the whole transaction history of each and every transaction. Now, can I say that I have not entered this document? I can never say that I have not entered this document because my name is reflecting. Clear? Because I entered the SAP system giving this user ID and it has captured my user ID. So that's exactly the reason as to why we say, please do not share your user IDs and your passwords. Clear? Did you see the impact? Now we saw the transaction. Now I want to see the balances of a general ledger account. Let me now, I have said heating oil expenses debit to bank account. Okay. How do I see the balances of these two general ledger accounts? Now let us see. There's one more thing. Okay, let me finish this off. Account. FBL3N. See, these are all the transaction codes. FBL3N, FS10N. Okay. Double click. It will take you into the. Now, what is it asking? It is asking me for the general ledger account. I can enter a huge from 1 to 999999. If my company code GM01 had these many general ledger accounts, I can enter a big range. SAP will not stop me from doing it. I can have this set of balances for a huge range, or in my case, I just want to pick up the balances of just 2 general ledger accounts. Okay, so how do I tell the system? There is an icon out here, multiple selection. Click on this. Now I can enter the GL accounts. These are the 2 general ledger accounts which I entered in my transaction, and this is the general ledger accounts for which I want to pick up the balance. Did you understand the requirement? I will select this. Now, what is this open item? I'll explain this when I take up the which are pending. That's it. Now I'll take up all items. I'll click on all items. We came across one noted item yesterday when we were discussing the special general ledger transaction. We spoke about something called as noted items. You remember? So this is the information what I give. I have selected all the items and now I execute. I run this report. Your execute is equivalent to your function F8. F8 key is your execute button. Clear? I click on this. Now it will retrieve the balances of both the general ledger accounts. This is the balance of 1113105. Now in this particular transaction, can you see the document numbers generated? What is my document number? 141. Correct? 100141. Can you see this? 1000141. It is entered today and it is a credit of 500 rupees. So the whole GL account balance is this. Which comprises of so many transactions. Can you see the document type? Now, if I double click out here on any of this, it takes me back to this reference. Can you see the document number? Now, if I want to see the entry, I can also see the entry. So from the individual general ledger accounts, or I can come back to the document, original document. Was this clear? Come back. Now I'll scroll down. I'll see the balances of 416500. I should see the same document number, correct? But there I see a debit because this expense account was debited. Can you see this? It is a 40. It is a debit. Now, if I double click, it takes me back to the same document number. Guys, was this clear? So what did we do? We entered a transaction. The transaction resulted in a document type and a document number. Clear? And we saw the document. And we also saw the individual balances of the general ledger accounts. Clear? This is what we saw, or rather, this is what we are seeing. Guys, shall I pause here for 2 minutes?
Sir, while you have paused for 2 minutes, there are 3 questions. Just check it
Absolutely.
once.
You're not at all clear, Kunal. Your voice is breaking.
Sir, just check the questions, sir, in meantime.
Okay.
During the
Yeah. Okay. Sure. Sure. What is DC? D stands for debit. C stands for credit. S and H, there are other indicators for D and C. D is for debit. C is for credit. SA means document type. As I said, you cannot expect that SA means something. No, it is a standard document type. Whenever you are generating a journal voucher, SAP creates a document type by the code SA or by the document type SA. This is nothing but your document type. There is no reason as to, there is no specific meaning as to what is SA. Clear? Or if you want me to tell you, you are aware of this account types ADKMS. We saw it in our Excel sheet. I'll show it. And let me just take up another question. If there is any shortcut key for OK, or should we click tick mark each time? You can press enter. If you are talking to me about the enter key, it is for this question. You should press enter. Enter is your other alternative for your tick mark. I hope I have answered that question. Yes, you are going to see. Definitely, you are going to see the reports, standard reports, and the financial statements. Now we have seen one report, GL accounts. We have also seen the D is your credit, C is your D is your debit, C is your credit. Yes. Now, what are the other shortcut keys like F8? Now, in some of the things we saw, now you remember when I clicked on the button next to this, one moment. Now do you see there is a button out here? I click here, it gives me a whole list of the company codes. Because I clicked on the field company code, it has opened out the n number of company codes available within my client 900. This button is also equivalent to your F4. Just I'll make a note of it. Shortcut keys. F1 is your help. We saw that help. I wanted to understand more about the company code. So I went into that and pressed F1. It gave me the detailed explanation of F1. It gave me the detailed explanation of what a company code is. This feature, help feature F1, is available for all the fields. What do I mean by this? Now, if I want to press F1 on the GL account, I'm in the GL account. I press F1. The GL account identifies the general ledger account in the chart of accounts. Now, if I want to understand further, a structure of the GL accounts. Clear? This is your F1. F4 is your drop down list. FA is your execution. Execute is your F8. Was this clear? So these are all some of the help tools. Now, one more interesting thing. Now, I'm the supervisor of a department. I maybe say having 5 workers under me, 5 users under me. They're all entering transactions every day. So how will I know that how many documents have been entered? Can I remember the document number of each user? I definitely cannot do so. So in case I want to retrieve a series of documents, all right, how do I retrieve more than one document? FB03. So I gave this document number. Now I don't know the document number. I go to document list. In my company code GM01, I want to I can also extract the information based on the document types. I want to retrieve only general ledger documents. I want to extract customer invoices. All right, SA and DR. We are aware of this, right? DR means customer invoices, sales invoices. I think I've already mentioned this in my Excel sheet when we were discussing the document types. Now, are you able to connect this concept? We are aware of this 40 and 50 debit and the credit posting key. Now you are aware of this SA. This is your document types. All right, now I'm going to extract this. See, if I want to extract my own documents, I can click on this. I can check this box. Search for own documents. That is my user ID. Now, if I want to extract all the users who have generated these 2 documents, all right, between this number and this number, I can execute. No corresponding items exist. No problem. 2025, 2020. SA. Okay, let's see. Okay, nobody else has done. Okay, let me take my documents only. Why does it? Oh, I think probably I've given one extra number. I've given 10 extra. Now I'll remove this. See, based on my condition, I have extracted, the system has extracted only SA document type. There is no generation of DR. Okay. Now, if I double click any document, who was entered, I can easily find out. I myself have entered. Okay. So like this, my supervisor can I can also enter the date by which I want to extract the documents. Today, I want to extract a couple of documents, 17/0/15. Sorry. I want to extract it as of today, 2025. So it will extract only my document because I'm the only person who has entered today. All right. So this is how you can narrow down the search. And it also extracts lots and lots of documents posted or saved by all the users based on the document type also. Now, do you understand the feature why SAP has provided you with the document types? Suppose I want to extract only asset related documents. Only assets. I'll remove this date. See, nobody has entered. It says no corresponding items exist. Yeah. So none of the users have entered the asset acquisition documents. Are you able to get a hang of these things? So this is how my supervisor can extract all the transactions of all the subordinate workers who work under him. Clear? Did you understand the screen? Now, where do you see this document types? Where exactly is the origin? This is typically a consultant's job. So I need to get into the consultant's screen, for which I open a session. Now you can see two sessions. I will get into the consultants mode. Please do not try to understand everything. Navigation could be a little issue. Okay, please do not worry, at least for the beginners. The navigation in the initial stages could be an issue. Don't worry about it. You will still take a lot of time for you to navigate. Don't bother. I will repeat this. Not at all an issue. Clear? Now, where do I see the construction of the document? As I said, this is not your area. You are absolutely not going to create anything. Did you see me creating anything? Nothing. Now, we were looking at documents, right? Don't worry about the path also, because this is simply a consultant's job. Define document types. Can you see? AA, AF, DA, DR, DZ, KR, KR, KZ, SA. So like this, you can see a lot of standard document types which are already delivered by the standard SAP system. And at least I do not remember having created any of the new document types in any of the projects, because this is exhaustive, quite exhaustive. It is taking care of every transaction. Your customer credit, customer debit, vendor credit, vendor debit, material debit, material credit, asset debit, asset credit. Clear? So all these transactions possible in a safe or possible in accounts, they are already taken care of by the standard document types. See, somebody has tried to create this. Okay, so you will not find this in your normal, in your project systems. You will never find this in your project SAP systems. You will never find this. See, somebody has wrongly named this as accounting document. It is actually asset acquisition. Okay, but anyway, I'm not going to change. Did you see this? Are the concepts getting clearer, or you are jumbled up with the so many things happening in SAP? Okay. Okay. You saw something called as document and document document entry. This is for you to enter the transactions. This option document is for retrieving the transactions, retrieving the documents. You cannot enter the transaction in this document. In this option, you cannot enter the documents. You can enter only in this document entry. You cannot enter any transaction in this option. Did you get this? I hope I have answered your point. Now somebody asked me, what is the document date and what is a posting date? I think our coordinator, Mr. Kunal, has already explained, but let me also put it in very simple terms. Now, let me assume that I have closed the system. It's time for me to pack up and then leave the office. I get a document to be entered into the SAP system. Do I have to necessarily enter the transaction on that same day? So I may receive an invoice to enter into the SAP system. So the invoice is dated today, 15th of July. So since I've already packed up, since I've already closed the SAP system, I cannot enter the document as of today. I'll be entering this transaction or entering this invoice into my SAP system only by tomorrow. So what is today? Today is the 15th. The document is dated 15, but when am I putting in the document? Tomorrow. So the day I enter the transaction becomes the posting date. The original date of the document, the date of the original document will be the document date. Clear? I hope you have understood the meaning of the document date and the posting date, and what is the difference between document entry and document. I hope I was clear. And students, if you ask a question and when it is answered, please let us know if this has been answered satisfactorily. OK, whether you have understood, not understood, or you want more clarity. OK, please let us know. All right. So how is the today's session going on, students? Definitely you will get a revision, but not today, maybe tomorrow. Because why tomorrow is try to understand the concepts. All right. And when I come back to you tomorrow, definitely I'll be loading you with more new information. Yeah. So see the document. I gave you more and more information as regards the document. So till now, till today, what did you know about the document? You just knew that it was a transaction. You didn't know how the document. You didn't know how the document was getting generated. What was SCA? You didn't know. You didn't know what was a number generated. Today we generated the number also. And you saw how we retrieve the documents, retrieve the transaction. So one by one, I'm slowly adding up to your understanding. I'm not rushing through. Yeah. Because these concepts should absolutely. Wonderful. Thank you. Perfect. Okay, Kunal has already answered. Okay, thanks, Kunal. So
Welcome,
as I said, yeah, SAP gives you no option to enter the document type at all based on the transaction. Let me take you there. Let me explain this. Now, do I also enter the customer invoice, asset invoice, vendor invoice in the same place? Absolutely no. I go to the relevant option, accounts receivable. Just hold on, I think I need to re-enter. Just hold on, guys. Now, what were we trying to understand? We were trying to, okay, do we enter all the kinds of transactions in this place? Do we enter all the documents here itself? The answer is no. Accounting, financial accounting. For your GL related, for your journal vouchers, you have this general ledger. For accounts receivable, document entry. Now can you see the invoice FB70? There it was FB50, here it is FB70. What is the difference? Now do you see it is asking me for the customer? Did it ask me for anything when I entered FB50? Nothing. It was a simple journal voucher. But since I picked up the option to enter the customer invoice or the sales invoice, the transaction code is FB70. And can you see the details also? It is asking me for the customer name. It is asking me for the customer ID. So at the relevant options, and once again, same customer, document date company code. Can you see the document type is DR? What is this? Customer invoice. You have two ways to enter any transaction, but this also is a customer invoice. Do you see the document type being taken up automatically? Do I have to key in the document type? Absolutely no. Now I want to enter the vendor transactions. Accounts payable. FB60. Your journal voucher was FB50. Customer invoice was FB70. Vendor invoice is FB60. It will ask me for the vendor information. FB70 asked me for the customer information. FB60 is asking me for the vendor information. FB50 didn't ask me anything at all. Now this document type is KR. Again, vendor invoice. Did you see me enter KR? I never even entered, I never even touched that. But you see, based on the option what I picked, okay, it is picking up the relevant document types. So I have absolutely no business to explicitly mention the document type. I have no job out there. Have I answered your questions? Now, somebody was asking me for the reports. Every option out here, it has something called as an information system. I'll simply show this to you. And these are all your reports. FB03 is your report. FBL3N is your report. If FS10N is your report. Clear? If I go to the information system, it has got a huge repository of any kind of a report. General reports. See, financial statement, general, actual and plan comparisons. So this also is your transaction code, whatever you're seeing, S_ALR_87012284. That also is your transaction code. All right. So that's why I said it is not possible for us to remember all the transaction codes. Now, interestingly, I want to show you something. I go to the master data. Now, we were talking about chart of accounts. So what did we learn from the chart of accounts? It is a huge list of all the general ledger accounts, okay, comprising of all the GL accounts used by the business. And I also said in one of the projects we had 7,000 plus general ledger accounts. How do you see that? Is there a way that SAP allows you to see that? Your chart of accounts, the first option, double click. I'll simply select the INT chart of accounts. Can you see that there is a huge list? There is a drop down. There is already predefined information in this field. So that is why it is indicated. See, in some fields you don't have. The additional header doesn't have that inbuilt data. It doesn't have any data. But whereas, can you see this chart of accounts? It has this. Whereas this additional header doesn't have. Clear? So it all depends whether that particular field, it has inbuilt data. Clear? Now I would select the international chart of accounts, INT. You want to see where it is? More than 500. Okay. Not to worry. I'll simply give the INT chart of accounts. It should be available irrespective of the SAP system, whatever you are using. All right. This has to be there. INT, your 0001, everything must be existing. Now I'll execute this report. Now see the output. I'll execute. So what I'm trying to extract? I'm trying to extract the INT chart of accounts. Now can you see? These are all the general ledger account numbers. 1000 stands for real estate and similar rights. So scroll down. See, I have already scrolled down 5 or 6 times and the cursor is still here. So can you see how many general ledger accounts are there? Now suppose you want to take a printout. Correct? How will you achieve this? Can I direct this output to a printer? So for this, what you need to do is more list, export it to a spreadsheet or to a Word, whatever spreadsheet. You can select the format, click. So I will say export INT on my desktop. I'll save this. Just say allow. Now do you see all the can you see that whatever data was there in SAP, I have taken the dump into my Excel. Are you able to appreciate this feature? So whatever data you have, you can download it to Excel. Vice versa is also possible. You can upload data into SAP by means of an Excel sheet. This is exactly what we do while we upload these GL accounts. Of course, the tool is different. How basically we construct the. Now, if you see, what is a number? Just hold on. I would be having close to around 1,000 general ledger accounts. I have 820 general ledger accounts, which has been automatically created by SAP and dumped in a standard entity called as your INT. You see this wonderful feature. So in the live projects, it is the vice versa. We create the Excel first and then upload. We create the general ledger accounts in an Excel sheet, and later using a particular tool, we upload all the information from the external Excel file into SAP. Was this clear? Interesting feature. So this is one more thing something very interesting what I wanted to show you. All right. So this can also be one of the typical examples for your interface. Clear? Perfect. Okay. So what does account? Do we have to repeatedly log in? Not really. Not really. See, there is a idle time which can be set up by the technical team. All right. So it can be whatever. Okay. What does account do in SAP? Okay. I'll go back. So was this an interesting feature? So what is this account? Was this your question? It is your general ledger account balances. Account means your general ledger accounts. So we extracted the balances of two accounts. One was your sample bank account. The other one was heating oil expenses. So we extracted the balances for both these general ledger accounts. So we used this option. Can you see PL3 and out here? I hope I've answered that question. Now the difference between the easy access and your customizing scheme. Let me come back. Okay, I have only one session. I'll open another session, no problem. So I'm getting into the consultants mode. Now, if you can see, the screen here is a little different than that of your easy access. Did you see this icon? The document and the spectacles icon. It looks like as if somebody has kept a spectacle on a page. Correct? So did you see this icon in your easy access? You will not see. You will never see this. I've opened the easy access. Can you see that same icon? Not at all. You will see that option only in your customizing screen, IMG. So what does it help me with? Suppose I want to read. Can you see what is the information that it is extracting? So this help for this documentation is called as a performance assistant in SAP. Now suppose I want to know what is a document. Correct? Document types. What do I mean by document type? You can have a reading about what is a document type. So this feature is not available in your end user screen, in your easy access. Okay. See how the customizing screen is designed and how the consulting, how the end user screen is designed. Do you understand now? So whatever is possible in your customizing screen may not be possible in your end user screen. That is why the very design is so very different. Clear? Any questions? I will just go. I will just take a break for 2 minutes. I'll remain within the system, and this 2 minute session is just to, or 2 minute break is just to refresh your memories and come back to me with any additional questions. Are you finding the subject interesting, guys? I definitely think, right? Do you agree with me? Okay, I will take it up. I will definitely take it up. As far as the consultants transaction codes are concerned, there are plenty and plenty of them, even for the end users, right? There are plenty of them, but SPRO is the basic thing where the consultant needs to enter his space. So what is a space? SPRO is a space. That is how SAP is designed. So he has to enter into his space of work by using the transaction code SPRO. Clear? Let me see how I can address this. Okay, how I can address this. Maybe this will take it up, maybe say the next week or something. All right, this comes in the, not exactly the workings, but at least a fair idea of what is spoken of in these modules. What is the language they use? How we as FI professionals, we talk, or where we do the things. Yeah, we'll discuss about this. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Students, just give me 2 minutes. All right, we will continue. Thank you so much. All right. So do you think, should I show you something more on the system, or you have had enough to see on the SAP system? Don't bother about the consultant side. All right. Just let me know if you want to, if at all you want me to take you onto the SAP system and give you more information. I'm more than happy. All right. Now, we read about so many things like your organizational structure, the company code, this, that, chart of accounts. Where do you see all those components? Where do you see them physically? Right now, if at all you want to see the company code, as I said, please do not worry about this particular screen. Don't worry. All right. Don't worry. I'll be having a detailed recap of this, not only tomorrow morning, but whenever you ask. Clear? And you don't have to repeatedly keep logging in. No, there was one question asked by a student whether we need to log in very, very frequently. No, you don't have to. Okay,